Gone in 2 saucers of flour and 1.5 of wheatmeal. That's 1 and a half. When I was sending James to bake his cake for himself up there, I said, look for wheatmeal. He says, what's that? And then there's a little few seeds. You don't always have, these are sunflower seeds, but you don't always have to put them into it now, but it's nice to put a few into it. And then you come along and you put a tiny bit of sugar, usually brown sugar if I have it, but I think I wasted all my brown sugar and I have no more of that. Just 3 spoons of that. And then you come along and you put your bread soda into it. A half a spoon of bread soda.
Like baking soda?
Baking soda, yeah, I call it bread soda, that's what we always call it. Put that inclusion. Bring your salt, Karen, that's in there beside the cooker. And then you put a bit of that. Now, I never measure anything, you say, when I'm baking, Karen. I just put it in as it is. It's about a spoonful or 3/4 spoonful of salt in that there. And you give it a good mix then with your hand. A lot of people don't like mixing with their hands, so they get a spoon or a fork or whatever like that here, but I do it the old-fashioned way, so I mix it up in my hand until I have all the... Then you put an egg into it. You don't have to put an egg into it either now. But I usually, if I have a few eggs... And then you put your buttermilk. Buttermilk is sour milk now. And you put that into it.
How much is that?
You just put it in, Catherine, or Karen, until you have it into a sort of a liquidy. You see, it depends on how much. Well, what I have in it now, I put about, say, about half of that, whatever is in that there. It's a litre in it, so I put about half a litre in it there. But you can make your cake smaller or a thing either if you want to.
Oh, okay.
And you mix them. If I was putting that in the tin now, a little tin there, I probably wouldn't put as much as this into it. But there's no bother in it, you mix it up now in 5 minutes. Some people would say, oh God, I couldn't be bothered to spend all day there baking and things like that, but there is no... Are you sure now you're getting my nice apron?
Oh yeah, it's a nice apron. Where'd you get that apron again?
Mrs. Grennan. They're dead and gone now. Her husband used to play music and that, and her son as well. And they had an old gramophone. Their gramophone years ago now that was out had this big horn on it for the sort of loudspeaker. The tone of it went out through that. And he brought them up there. They're up there at the top of the garden. And Daddy made... Do you see them 2 white things there? See them 2 white?
Oh yeah.
Daddy put
oh, that's
made them. That's the yeah, that's them there, and he has another one out the front there as well.
That's funny.
But you have it sort of now mixed up together, and when you have it mixed up together, Karen, you come along and you get your flour, and you knead it all together. Knead it now is sort of putting it, gathering it up and putting it together. Put it down here now, Karen, on the worktop now, flatten them out and put them into the tin. You knead it fairly well, otherwise it'll crack for you now in the middle.
Oh.
Now this is getting them together. I put this in a big tin and I put, I'll show you now when I'm doing it, I put a sort of a cross in the middle of it. Because I baked one of them last week in the tins and I sent them up to the Laura's, and Bill says, that's not Nanny's bread because she never makes it in them tins.
Oh.
She makes it in the big one. So he knew, but it was my bread. The Laura says, well, she just changed her mind and made it that way. Now that's ready to go in. Now I just wash my hands with this. And then we get the tin, Karen. Now, you put your
flour in the
flour into the tin there. Now don't put your hand on that because that's hot.
Oh.
And then you put your cake into that. And then you flatten them out a little bit then. That there. And then you get your knife And then you put a cross on the top of it.
What does that do?
It just, when you're cutting it, you see, you can cut a square out of it. You know, when that cooks now, and to cut it properly, you just cut your square out of that.
Oh, so that's all it does, really?
And that's all it does, yeah. You cut your square out of it, and then you juice that one and then cook another one. Because to cut it like that there, say, you'd be only sort of making chunks out of it and cutting chunks out of it, you know.
Yeah.
So it's easy to do it like that. Put a little bit of flour or wheatmeal either on the top of it there. Stick it in the oven.
What temperature does the oven be at?
The oven is at 175 I have it at. And I have it well heated up now before I put it in as well.
How long does it go in for?
It go in for about maybe an hour. About an hour. Providing I don't forget it. Now that's at about 175. There. So you put it in there now for around about an hour. That's it. Goodbye now. You put the sign of the cross on it so it doesn't burn like that. You don't forget. Cook glorious bread.
Is it done?
Have you done?
It's not done yet, is it?
No, it's not done yet.
No,
Jesus,
there we go.
Take another one. The mail there, put in when this one is coming out.
That'll have to be tomorrow's.
Yeah, I'd say she's done that.
This looks good.
No, I might just turn them over. I must have my oven down low.
Oh, yeah. She's been in
You
a while now, is
you
it?
know how it's done when you do that? If that's sort of firm like that, I'll just put in till we've the other one baked.
Oh.
Then we turn them out and check them out then. Now, I'll put in the things here. Or do you want to put them in yourself and you bake it? Made now, Karen. Now this will be hot.
Finished.
That's the finishing touches to it now, Karen.
Nice. When can you eat it?
Well, it'll go up to your house now when it gets a little bit colder, along with your mummy's bits and pieces, if she's not down.
You're wrapping in a tea towel?
Yeah, it keeps the thing moist, you see. The steam. I learned a thing on Greenon, and Greenon was the headquarters of the ICA in County Louth, Termon Feckin. And I done a cookery course in it one time, and she told me, put in the bread and cover it over with a baking tin, and it keeps all the steam in it, and then you have all the goodness steaming all in your cake. Or if you leave it loose like that, it'll go around the oven. But that's nice, and it'll get nice and soft if it's a little bit. But I like a bit of a crust on it.
Yeah.
I love the bit of a crust on it.
Yeah.
Now you'd wonder what that is when you see
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
It's like a pudding.
It's a present.